All right, guys and gals, some very interesting, exciting news. Finally, after so much public dismay, so much public backlash, disappointments, very low review scores, the next gen version of Cyberpunk 2077 finally arrived. There was a recent Cyberpunk stream by CD Projekt RED yesterday, February 15. It showed gameplay footage on both PlayStation 5 and Xbox 360, and thankfully, it's finally here. I mean, I thought it would come much later. Now, based on the YouTube channel, definitely it looks more next gen, more up to date. More lively open world, better texture models, better gameplay, better performance, and all that. It's on a free upgraded patch 1.5 for all platforms. It's like just a 50 gigabyte patch. It is huge, but I mean it's still very much doable. So it is very exciting to see this new update finally here. So if you're playing the game, if you bought it on PS4, Xbox One, you no longer have to be stuck on the backwards compatibility mode. Now, as far as technical features, there is like a performance mode that does provide and prioritize, I should say, 60 FPS. Also, ray tracing. So, ray tracing, the new gaming tech, is also a part of it. I think there is like a 30 FPS mode as well. Actually, in the case of the Xbox Series S, it does offer only a 1440p 30 FPS. So I mean, it's just like a cutback because that's like kind of like the specs from the Series S, but it's still pretty good. I mean, at least it's better than Series S being 1080p. So 1440p 30 FPS, I think that's more tolerable as long as it's more stable performance frame rate. But finally, now that Cyberpunk 2077 can be played and with ray tracing, I think that's also pretty good news. Hopefully, this way it kind of repairs their public image, any sort of like goodwill they lost from the launch disaster, especially when it looked rushed. It looked like one of those games that really should not have been released on those 8th gen machines. It's still good enough on Windows, at least according to journalists and reviews. And like I mentioned before, actually, more than stable enough on Google Stadia, surprisingly. But yeah, like finally, like it's here. Also, if you're hesitant, there is like a free trial or like a free demo, however you want to call it, that's available. And speaking of CD Projekt Red, I'm going to stay on the subject because former game director who's part of the team that did do the game plus the Witcher games, which The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, one of the greatest masterpieces, seriously. So anyway, CD Projekt Red game director Konrad Tomaskiewicz, yeah, Konrad Tomaskiewicz left the studio. He is building his own studio and forming a new team called Rebel Wolves. Now it seems like already their first game for Rebel Wolves already in like production. There's not yet like a full title, but it's supposedly like a AAA dark fantasy RPG. It's going to be built with the Unreal Engine 5 gaming engine, supposedly like a play on Saga. Obviously, it's going to be targeting PC and next gen consoles, but it's interesting, with the whole situation that happened before. I mean, he did resign because there were investigations regarding bullying in the work culture. So it is unfortunate something like this happened, but I think there's something called crunch, where software developers, game programmers, people who code games, I think they have to work like overtime to try to meet the target release date. So I guess I don't know why there are accusations or any sort of allegations of workforce bullying, but I mean, unfortunately, it's not new. There was like a investigation commission that, according to investigations, did not find anything supposedly or reportedly found him not guilty of any bullying allegations. Now, he did say that as far as Rebel Wolves, it'll be a studio built on the foundations of fairness, teamwork, and openness, unified by the mission of putting the team first always. They believe that happy people create great games, and they endeavor to revolutionize the RPG genre with their first project. So it's gonna be interesting what that is. I thought they would make like a Cyberpunk sequel, but seeing as there were lawsuits, financial losses, maybe some people fired, so much controversy, huge disaster. I think that's not gonna happen, and quite frankly, I think it needs to do well first. If there's one thing the game is also known by, is that having Keanu Reeves as a NPC character, like a big important side character. I think I remember months before the game was released, he did make a public appearance. I think it was on an E3 show or some other event, and there was a memorable moment where someone said to him, "You're breathtaking," and he goes, "You're breathtaking." So I mean, it's just too bad that all the excitement kind of plummeled down. But I mean, like, from here on out, now that there's an actual next gen version, it should be better. And I'm actually more than curious to see what Digital Foundry has to say about it. But no doubt it fixes a lot of the issues.